I could not be more excited to support Matt and work diligently with him on a successful campaign. I've known the Hayden family for most of my life. In fact, I believe at one point in my career, I taught Matt, his sister Ashley, and brother Tim back in my physical education days at Elmira Free Academy. The Hayden family exemplifies the importance of family, giving back to their community, leadership in their profession, integrity, and I believe most importantly, the value of every member of the community, and by helping one, you truly help all. Remember this, Matt chose us to begin, develop, and establish his career as a very successful prosecutor. In 2013, Matt was named Prosecutor of the Year by the New York State District Attorneys Association. Joe Fazzari, our current district attorney, said upon Matt receiving this recognition, Matt is an exceptionally hard-working attorney, and his integrity is beyond reproach. Matt chose us to establish his roots in the Schuyler County community. He planted his roots here. He built his house here. He married his wife and began his family here. Matt chose us to engage in our community, serving on several boards of directors with a focus on maintaining and ensuring the quality of life we enjoy in Schuyler County is preserved. In fact, I believe one of the most important successes of Matt's community involvement was his work on the Schuyler County Coalition on Underage Drinking and Drugs. Matt was a founding member of this coalition. However, in recent years, demands on his time has caused him to step away. As demonstrated by his commitment to this cause, Matt understands the most precious resource in a community is its children. So in closing, I remind all of you, Matt chose us to dedicate himself to the betterment of our community. We need to choose Matt Hayden for judge. Matt?
Tom, thank you very much for those wonderful words. First of all, thank you all for coming. I want to thank my family for coming here today. Mom and Dad, pleasure to have you here. Bill and Marika as well. And obviously we have Miss Beatrice here, Mr. Jack Dangerfield, and my lovely wife Denise. Thank you all for being here. This room is special to me, and it's special to me for many reasons, but one of which is when I was approximately 5 or 6 years old, Saturday mornings were dear to my heart because that was the day that we got to watch TV in my house. We weren't allowed to watch TV, but cartoons were there, and I would slam through the chores and get that done so I could get down there. I get down to the TV at about 5:30 in the morning. This is when you still had to change the TV with your toes. And I would get down there just in time to start the rodeos on ESPN because they didn't have cartoons on that. But the one thing that would happen sometimes was my dad, who was a lawyer, would have a client in Watkins Glen. And he'd say, Matt, I don't think this happened for my other siblings. Do you want to go with me to Watkins Glen? You get a donut. Absolutely. So we'd hop in the car and we'd come here. And I'd get to see my dad at work practicing law. And that started in this very courtroom. I go play around the library area over there. But that's where I think the seed for me to grow in Schuyler was planted. And I recognized at that point that this was an important place. And to that extent, I consider myself to be very lucky and blessed to have been given the opportunity, the space, the environment to make Schuyler County my home. We have an absolutely amazing community here. It was interesting today. Jack asked me, Dad, I don't know what was going on. He said, Dad, are we a small county? That was his specific question. I said, Jack, geographically, we are small. On the map, yes. Population-wise, we are small. Okay. I said, but you know what? We are a mighty county, and we truly are. We have amazing agriculture, we have amazing business, we have amazing tourism, and we've got amazing people. I mean, we've got a lot going here that is just I think, to be envied in the area at large and also throughout America. We have wonderful people. And overwhelmingly, I think that we are a comparatively healthy and safe community, in spite of what some people may think and say. And I would hope in some, either small or, depending upon the circumstances, large capacity, I've helped contribute and foster that reality. So, I want to talk about what I kind of have done a little bit over the years, and it's, understand, if you know me, I'm not really one to try and brag. I don't like to go out of my way to try and talk about myself to seek compliments or to seem big. It's just not who I am. I tend to be a worker. But to tell you about what I've done, in 2001, started working down in the Ironworks building, and at that point, just starting out as going to be associate for the Ziff law firm, and at that point, I got into leadership Schuyler, inaugural class, 2001. I see some people here who I know from that. And we did that, and then from there, I think just a new face in the community, and they hear attorney, they go, hey, you want to be in the chamber? Sure. And for the next 6 years, I did the chamber. I see Tommy smiling because he knows the gig. And I know Carm knows the gig. I know a lot of people in this room have done that because we recognize the value that brings to the community, and I was able to chair that board. Then the Community Services Board, I got into that very quickly. And I've been on that for well over a decade, and that's important because that helps deal with various components of community safety and health issues. And I've been doing that as the chairman for, I can't count how long. Then I've been on the ARC of Schuyler County for longer than 10 years. You all, I think, know what that agency does for our community, for its people, for the workforce, and just for everybody's warmth of heart. They're such a good organization. I'm proud to be associated with it. The Schuyler Health Foundation, we all know what that is a matter of keeping our hospital healthy and well, because that is an important economic driver, and it's also a wonderful thing to have a good hospital in our community, and we need that. And then beyond that, I chaired all those except for the ARC, which I was a Schuyler. I was the chairman, and I served as a representative for Schuyler County on the Elmira President's Council. I'm currently on the Boy Scouts of America Executive Directors Board as a representative for Schuyler. And I've also, been very proud to have been a Rotarian for well over a decade. And I see this all as being something that goes to the core of who I am, which is excel in your professional life, but also to the extent that you can, try to excel in your civic philanthropic life so that you can better your community above and beyond just making a paycheck. And I do that because I recognize we all get the benefit of living in a community that is healthy, that is wealthy, and that has a good environment for people to work, live, employ themselves, worship, and raise a family. And that's important to me. I'm looking at this room here today, and I say to myself, I love the makeup of this room, because to me, it represents a true cross-section of Schuyler County. I think that in this capacity, there are a lot of different political ideologies in this room. And I think the wonderful thing about being a candidate for judge is that it does not have anything to do with your political affiliation. It should not, at least. Because if you potentially become judge, that stuff should be out the window. And I am so thankful for the people in this room today, because I think it reflects upon the fact that you know that I am a person who does not subscribe to thinking about someone from a political standpoint. I go to the mantra of prosecutors, which is do the right thing. And hopefully, by virtue of seeing everybody here in the courtroom, into this room today, I say courtroom a lot. This is not a courtroom. I didn't say that. That this is because you do what you think you have to do because it's the right thing. To that end, same thing with the DA's office. I think people are here and know, based upon what I've been doing for over 16 years, that it has been non-political. Joe has hired me on, knowing I was a Democrat right out of the gate. And together we've been ham and eggs, great together, doing what we can to keep the community safe. And political party doesn't make a difference as long as you're doing right by the people in your community. So, the law is meant to be applied fairly with no regard to politics. And I'm so, again, thankful for the many people in this room who recognize that. And I think that's because they've seen me in action in the courtroom. They see me doing what I do to try and treat people with a sense of fairness, with a sense of justice, sometimes firm, sometimes tough, sometimes grumpy if I gotta be grumpy and punitive, but other times with a sense of compassion and with a sense of trying to make either them or the victim or somebody better, because that's better for the community at large. Again, do the right thing. And also, never lose sight of the law. Ethics. There's been a bit of a road to hoe to get here. We have an announcement by Judge Morris back in December. And it's taken some time to get to the point where I felt that I ethically could make this announcement. I just want to assure anybody, if there's any question marks, that has been given a green light, that I am permissibly stating this announcement in my candidacy today. So if people are out there saying something at some point down the road, you couldn't do it, I can assure you, based upon what I have on paper, I can do it. So for whether that's worth it. Okay, again, I think that based upon my activities in the community, my activities in the courtroom, that people have seen me doing what I do to keep the county safe. And I think that people have seen me in my community volunteering, my involvement with youth activities such as youth court, SCUD, as mentioned, high school lecturing and mock interviews, which I'm going to do in a month, again, and then youth sports coaching. People can see, based upon what I do, that I always have the best interest of the community at heart. It's part of the core of who I am. Ultimately, I want to keep Schuyler County the amazing place it is. And I want to be able to do that by demonstrating sound, firm, fair decision-makings within the four corners of the law. And for that purpose, I am officially running for Schuyler County Judge. And I thank you all for being here, and I hope that I can count on your support going forward. Thank you.